Welcome to the 10th season of What's Eating Harlem. I'm your host, Tabitha C. Williams. Our show pays homage to the trailblazers of yesterday. We recognize the entrepreneurs who continue to be a mainstay in our community and introduce you to dreamers who are waiting to make their mark in Harlem. There's so much to see. Let's get started. We return to the J.P. Morgan Chase Community Branch on 125th Street to celebrate its 5th anniversary. With a mission to uplift the community, their efforts have been nothing short of a resounding success. Mission accomplished. Chef Boots Johnson is on a mission to be the best, traveling all the way from Compton, California to Harlem, USA. He's showcasing his unique, eclectic biscuit creations. And guess what? Harlem can't get enough. All of that and more.
This program was made possible by the Harlem Community Development Corporation and by the West Harlem Development Corporation. Solutions through collaboration. Also by the Greater Harlem Chamber of Commerce.
J.P. Morgan Chase's CEO, Jamie Dimon, was in Harlem to help commemorate the 5th anniversary for the creation of the Chase Harlem Community Center branch. The branch's mission was to go out and educate underserved communities about household and business finance.
This space actually doubles as a space where local small businesses as well as community organizations can book free of charge to hold employee trainings and or meetings.
What's Eating Harlem was here in 2019 to speak with Nicole King, who was the first branch manager when the branch opened.
You opened one of the first community centers here in Harlem. What was that experience like for you?
Yeah, well, it's the first. And What's Eating Harlem has been with me this entire journey. And, you know, we're sitting here in the flagship community center for J.P. Morgan Chase, and we're about to celebrate 5 years. And what that meant at the time, to be quite honest, I didn't know what this would be. I just knew when I got the job as a community manager, I knew that I wanted to make an indelible impact, and I knew that it was time for me to really elevate the community of Harlem and put it on the pedestal that it so rightfully deserves because of the history here. You know, when I think about my own history, my history started in Harlem. My ancestors actually journeyed from Jamaica to Harlem here in the 1920s. My dad is from Harlem, and just Harlem is just the mecca of everything great when it comes to Black America. So to be sitting in the first ever flagship community branch of J.P. Morgan Chase and to have the responsibility of opening this center and really making it as an economic and educational hub for the community, I'm just so grateful.
Another goal of the bank is to build partnerships within the community. Michelle Henry is the East Region Executive for Corporate Responsibility.
Michelle, it's a pleasure to be sitting here with you today.
Thank you.
Can you tell me about your role here at Chase?
I lead a team that engages with local partners. Think about nonprofit organizations, ethnic chambers, advocacy groups, civil rights groups. And we develop relationships with those organizations, those partners, like ones here in Harlem, because we really want to understand what the local needs are and how we can deploy our resources from across the firm to meet those local needs.
And what's the process of creating and opening a community center such as this one?
Sure. So we had a vision for really moving from sort of transactional banking to more community building. And we thought that Harlem, this neighborhood, would be an excellent place to really sort of build out this vision. But we knew that we first needed to kind of test it with the folks who we thought would be benefiting from the branch. And so, I mean, we had been working in this neighborhood for a number of years and had a number of community partners who we identified, and we brought them in for what we called a round table, right? Just similar to this conversation, right? Sort of sitting around and really asking pointed questions about how we were thinking about our vision. We laid it out for them. We waited for the feedback, and trust me, Tabitha, the feedback came.
Community partners such as HCCI, which provides economic development and empowerment opportunities for Harlem residents, and Strive New York, a workforce development agency that operates in the 5 boroughs. We spoke with Strive New York's Executive Director, Aisha George, about the partnership.
How did Strive come to partner with JP Morgan Chase?
Well, JP Morgan Chase and Strive have been philanthropic partners together for many years, but it was when Chase opened the community bank here at the helm of Nicole that we've been able to partner deeper and more collaboratively with helping our students and our alumni to be able to connect to financial literacy.
And what exactly is that impact and how has it grown?
The impact has grown in many different ways, mainly with being able to serve our community directly, so eliminating the barrier of access, right? Being right here in the community, serving the people, has been a great resource.
Another partner Chase is teamed with is the City College of New York, conducting seminars with students on how to manage their finances.
We've had a partnership for a number of years now with JP Morgan Chase through their Advancing Black Pathways initiative. General Powell was on the advisory committee to Advancing Black Pathways and made that connection for us. They've been mentoring our students, they've been providing internships and opportunities for our students at the bank, but this is really the inauguration of something new, which is for all of our students creating a pathway to understanding how to manage personal finance.
Chase also has brought in celebrities such as Kevin Hart.
You can't pick and choose when you wanna grind. You can't pick and choose when we wanna bear down and get after it. You can't pick and choose. Either we're gonna do it or not. When I say the word we, that means us, whoever this thing is. If we're involved in it, then we're involved in it. But you don't play hopscotch with life. You can't put one foot in and one foot out. It's not, well, that's not how it works.
Damon John.
In '92, when I started my really took a stab at starting my company, you know, what had happened to Rodney King had already happened. I saw people burning businesses, and I said, I'm not going to get anywhere doing that. How am I going to get anywhere? I'm going to get someplace by empowering myself.
And BMX athlete Nigel Sylvester to share their financial know-how with community members. Other community events like holiday entertainment gatherings and food drives, which included money advice seminars. This event, named Legends, showcased women entrepreneurs and Chase executives to support women in business. On this day, Chase CEO Jamie Dimon was making the rounds to all of New York City's community center branches. He fittingly came to Harlem first, because this is where it all began. And fittingly, Nicole King was the first manager to greet him amongst the managers and entrepreneurs, because she is one of the main catalysts behind the tremendous success of this initiative. She now supervises 18 JP Morgan Chase community branches across New York City. Nicole is known affectionately as Harlem's banker.
I love the title, but it's not really the title, it's the meaning behind the title. So I gave that the name Harlem's Banker. In fact, when I started as a banker, because I always had the mindset of educating my community first and leading with education before anything else. So I developed a strong following because we know Harlem did not look like the way it looks today. There was no Whole Foods, there was no Trader Joe's. It just was a different place. And what I did was I really went out to the community, even in my role as a licensed banker. And I really led with education, and I was able to develop a strong following based on trust and folks seeing me as them, because I am from the community, and they just love the fact that I really, really took pride in being from Harlem and really educating the community on what it meant to be financially free.
These community partners, entrepreneurs, and Chase managers can all get their flowers for a job well done for 5 years and counting.
There's perfect.
Here's where you're looking.
Okay, there we go. You're looking right here.
Right here.
Perfect.
Let's stay connected. Visit our website, www.what'seatingharlem.com, and follow us on our social media pages on Instagram and Facebook at What's Eating Harlem.
Nothing to do helps me forget about you. You just came out of the blue. If you only knew. Let's sit and have a cup of coffee. Let's go to a restaurant. Go to a field, pick up some strawberries.
At my shop, we have with a biscuit, in a biscuit, on a biscuit.
I love it.
So now we're going to talk about what's going to biscuit.
All right.
So we're going to make that nice little twist on a red eye gravy and like a Creole sauce and a little shrimp. We're just going to throw it all in there.
We're going to do shrimp and biscuits?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man.
There's no rules, bro.
I love it.
Chef Melvin Boots Johnson has been honing his craft for years, creating bold, innovative recipes while building a stellar reputation in the culinary world. Chef Boots, it's such a pleasure to be sitting here with you, and especially at your establishment, Harlem Biscuit Company, and now we get to talk all things biscuits and food and you.
Oh, man. This will be a quick interview.
It's not going to be quick at all. We're going to start right from the top. What made you want to have this establishment right here in Harlem?
Well, Harlem Biscuit Company was just actually an oops. You know, it was a pop-up shop for 2 weeks, and this November we'll be celebrating our 5th year in business.
Congratulations!
Which is crazy, right?
But how does one fall into success?
Well, right before COVID hit, I was working for a guy named Kevin Johnson and opened up a restaurant called Fixin' Southern Table in Sacramento. So I'm traveling back and forth from Sacramento to Harlem every other week. So I'll be in Sacramento for 2 weeks, come back here for a week, and go back forth. Did that for a year. COVID hit, and I was like, well, I'm not getting back on a plane to go back to Sacramento. And, you know, I'm hanging out here. And a couple months go by, and you know, we're in the lockdown, and I was dating a woman who lived up in New Rochelle. So I started cooking chicken and biscuits every Friday out of the garage, just because, you know, I was bored, I need some money. And so I would post the menu on the Nextdoor app.
Yeah.
And then, and by that time, the moms who were at the New Rochelle, they were just excited to not be cooking. They've been locked in with their kids for the past 2 months, cooking, you know, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So here I come, selling, you know, half a whole fried chicken, macaroni and cheese, collard greens, biscuits, and people were like taking orders. I would have 30 and 40 orders every Friday, to where I was living in a cul-de-sac, and there was a line to pick up the food every Friday.
Wow. He also serves as the executive chef at the brand new Harlem Renaissance Hotel. Taught by his mother and grandmother, Chef Boots blends homegrown lessons with insights gained from working alongside top chefs. His unique style marries Cajun, Creole, barbecue, Southern, and contemporary influences, creating a culinary signature that's all his own.
So I created, that's what I do. I create concepts. I walk around with 3 or 4 different restaurants in my head at any given moment that I want to. And I'll write a menu, I'll have it, I'll print it, I'll make a logo, I'll just put it on my refrigerator, and I'll just like, all right, one day I'll get to this one.
Raised in Compton, California, Chef Boots journeyed to Harlem, USA, bringing his extraordinary talent and his biscuits with him.
And I came up with Harlem Biscuit Company, right? So I have a friend here in Harlem, Carl Williams. He owns 67 Orange. I used to work with him at Salmon and Cuff. I was like his little sous chef for another chef that was a really good friend of mine, Chris. That I just said, hey, can I borrow your restaurant for like 2 weeks to see if this concept I have works, and I'll give you some money off of sales. And he was like, sure, why not? So we decided to open up on election day. So it was me and another guy that worked for me for a long time. His name's Ian Woods. He works with me now at the Victoria. He's been with me for about 7-8 years now, working in my kitchen. And it was just he and I. We go in, and we're literally making biscuits on like a wooden cutting board. So I was in the basement kitchen. I was under a dishwasher, and I'm rolling out dough, and he's over here next to me, like frying the chicken and all that kind of stuff. Then I'm gonna run upstairs, I'll take orders and stuff, and I think it was election day. So we were like, all right, if you show me I voted sticker, then I give you free coffee. And I'm doing like French press coffees and all that kind of stuff.
Keeping it fancy.
I got so busy.
Yeah.
That it was like, all right, let me get another coffee pot, because this little French press ain't working. And we did the 2 weeks. And Carl was like, you want to keep going? I'm like, yeah, let's keep doing it and see what happens. 5 years later, we're still popping up. We've moved locations because I think that during COVID, we had to, rents were high, things weren't coming in, so we had to figure out a different way of doing business. So we shared spaces with people that had their businesses only open during the night. We come in, take it over during the day, and do our biscuits. So where we're at now is actually our third move. And the thing about this one, my landlord actually owns it, so it's on my block. So I live around the corner,
right?
And I'm paying a third of what I was paying the first 4 years, so which is really cool to actually be in my neighborhood, literally in my neighborhood, and actually do this.
So many other restaurants, we've seen them come and go. Just in that 5-year span, you continue to thrive. What do you believe, aside from innovation, is the key to your success?
I cook like a 7-year-old black woman.
That's the key.
That's the key. It's real, so it's comfort. It gives you a sense of calm. And surprisingly, I was surprised that there's no biscuits in Harlem. None. And there's very few breakfast spots in Harlem. Where do you come in? When you wake up in Harlem, go get breakfast, where are you going?
Bodega, or I'm not giving somebody else a plug, but we know our.
But that's where we go. We go to bodegas. There's really nothing else out there, which was surprising to me that when we opened up, that we walked around and like.
You want a full breakfast, or just a good filling breakfast.
I mean, man, that's why I put a bacon, egg, and cheese on our biscuit menu, and it's called the bodega.
It makes sense.
Chef Boots never went to culinary school, but his quest to be the best makes him produce top-notch cuisine.
I think the thing what drives me as a chef is I just want to be the best, and I didn't go to the culinary school sorry, excuse me. I just want to be the best.
You have such a passion.
I really just
that
want
is
people to like.
authentic.
I'm sorry. We can cut.
I don't want it. I don't want you to cut. I want you to feel the moment because it's your passion coming through.
I just want people to bite my food and just like and get it, you know? And like, I'm not the guy that went to school and all this stuff. And they do all this stuff. I'm hungry. I'm hungry. I want to be the freaking best in this neighborhood, and not just Harlem. I'm ready to go like I'm like Upper East, uptown. You gotta come up to me. You gotta come through me. I gotta just crush it, you know. And it's not. I'm not being pretentious. I'm not being like.
You're being authentic.
Fake. I just love food. It's like it's all I do. It's and it has to. And people that bite it and they get it, they're happy. You know, I can walk through the restaurant, people are like smiling, they're biting, they're nodding their head, and they get it. Because you taste my food, you taste my heart.
You do this every day? Yeah. Why? Because I love it.
I want to say you owe me a biscuit. Let's go get some biscuits. Let's get some biscuits.
So I'm in your world now.
Yeah.
We're in the kitchen.
In the kitchen.
So I'm gonna fall back and you lead the way.
Well, first I'm gonna show you. So this is Eddie. Eddie's been with me for a few years now. We've been bouncing around the different restaurants and stuff, but this is something like that. When we like always trying to do something different. Mm-hmm. These are actually our sticky biscuits. We're like a twist on sticky buns.
Okay.
But we did a biscuit form,
Sticky
so you can
biscuit.
see that it has all the nuts and swirled stuff in there. And then if you look at the biscuit, it has like cinnamon swirls inside of it. So it's, we
Sticky biscuit.
just crazy.
Okay.
I don't know what comes in. It comes up. I don't know. It gets a while.
Creative.
And over here, I have like a little problem with sticking to one thing. So we do strawberry lemonade jam, chili garlic honey, grape jelly butter, molasses butter, buffalo butter, maple cayenne. Oh, this one's the herb butter, maple cayenne butter, jerk butter.
Chef Boots, none of this is like something that you typically hear, let alone with biscuits.
Herb honey. What is this one here? Well, this one is
As you're making this
rosemary maple syrup.
Do you sleep? Do you just wake up with a notepad like, ooh?
Yeah, a little bit
ding,
of
both. I got a new one.
Both of those. This one's my favorite. We do like 5 different herbs: basil, green onion, thyme,
That's your favorite.
sage, like all the earthiness with butter and a little salt. And yeah, it's all right. So here is one of my favorites, just from a Harlem perspective. This is Dap, named after Dapper Dan.
Okay.
It's chicken sausage, pimento cheese, and hot sauce on a chive cheddar biscuit. You try that one out.
You see the sauce and everything? I'm going right in there.
Go for it.
There we go. Don't judge me. Oh my gosh. It's tender, it's juicy, it's spicy, it's flavorful.
Yeah, that's a fun one. So that one's called the Dap.
I'm trying to get this corner here because that's where everything is, just so everyone can see. The pickles are there, the onions are there, the chicken's there, the biscuits there, the sauce is there.
So this is actually, we do a smaller version of this one at Victoria.
You do?
The one that, because this is what Harlem Biscuit Company is this bite.
Okay, here I go, I'm trying. Chef, keep talking to him. Oh my gosh. Sweet and savory is not enough. It's so good.
We gotta be more than that.
Welcome to the aftermath of a really good time, where food, passion, and creativity all came in one good biscuit, right here at the Harlem Biscuit Company. all we have for now. Tune in next week. See you uptown.
This program was made possible by the Harlem Community Development Corporation and by the West Harlem Development Corporation. Solutions through collaboration. Also by the Greater Harlem Chamber of Commerce.
How do I deal with what I'm feeling? Maybe I just don't. What you do when I'm in ruins, all alone. I'm all alone, and I know nothing to do helps me forget about you. You just came out of the blue. If you only knew. Let's sit and have a cup of coffee. Let's go to a restaurant.
Yeah. Yeah. You must be blinded by the lights. We came to shine here. Watch it look daytime in the night.